tropes do not work with Pokemon. What a disgusting design. Like, actually repulsive. You know what the kids want in their game about battling cool monsters? A brainstem design. It's just gross. Like, that's actually what it is. Mega Evolution has caused its brain to swell. Fun. And its psychic power is significantly enhanced. Why? Like, it didn't have to be any of this. It's like, oh, but it has the design of a mad scientist supervillain, and when you get smart, it's all big brain. But you don't have to make it. You don't have to represent these things inside of Pokemon. And then, like, the super high-collared shirt. We've already been over this. We've already clowned on Sony for it. It just doesn't work. It doesn't make for appealing design. Nothing here is good. Like, the more I look at it, the more I'm just upset by the entire thing. And then we can look at the trailer. Oh man, how's the gameplay trailer going to represent this? We're just a fun trainer with our thing, but we have our friend Malamar. And actually, you know what this has done? This has made me dislike Malamar's design. I saw people saying like, oh, but Malamar is ugly. I liked Malamar before I have to now deal with this as its mega design, because I thought it was like a cool, compelling Pokemon, kind of interesting in how it plays out. They were actually successful with the design idea on how you could make a contrary squid Pokemon, and then you flip it over and anthropomorphize it a bit, and you give it an interesting personality and an overall theme that's pretty good. And maybe it's just Pokemon Legends ZA that makes the model look terrible, so give me a second while I pull up the Pokemon Home artwork for Malamar. Maybe that's just better. Yeah, that looks alright. I think I figured it out. Malamar isn't supposed to float and do this. That's uncanny. That's unsettling. That doesn't work into its image. Its image is supposed to kind of be a little bit of that goofy upside down squid, and when you just look at the original implementation of the design, it's so good. It's actually a cool, like, that's what a Pokemon's supposed to be. That is squid Pokemon. Everything else isn't. And somehow they take actual squid Pokemon and then ruin it for Pokemon Legends ZA. It's like they redesigned it with how it carries itself to fit into the Mega Evolution. So then, yeah, now we see the Mega, and just, gee, it's squirmy, weird. What the fuck? Like, what are we looking at? What are we doing? How? Again, like, tropes don't work. You can't actually overcommit to a theme when it comes to Pokemon design. You get a complete failing. That was also a really big problem that we have a lot of Generation 9 Pokemon, where it's like, oh, but it's a Common Rider. It's like, yeah, but Pokemon doesn't need that. Why is there a Mario Mushroom inside of Pokemon now? Like, Pokemon is so established and such a powerhouse that it's a little late, not even little, it's way late in the game to actually be pandering and doing nonsense like this, and then you're just stuck with that design forever, no matter what the relevance becomes. And now, we got just a complete failing of a super villain Pokemon. Oh yeah, and that's another thing that it does. It jabs its hands into its brain to stimulate it to increase its psychic powers, and then it has this weird, goofy look. Like, that animation does inspire some kind of cartoon tropey thing, where it's like, oh, the mad scientist that keeps, like, shocking themselves to then stimulate and get more ideas or something. Like, it's a quirky thing, but that, again, doesn't make it good. Which is also really weird, because we had this very imposing, villainous thing, and like this over dramatic, over cinematic, like, look, the slow pan with that camera angle into that look. Why? Like, there's so many things that are wrong about it, because, like, why is everyone friend Malamar? Everything's all happy and cool with the Malamar. Everyone just loves Malamar, and I was really hoping that this would actually be a part of its design and how it's implemented. That's not a bad guy. That's not actually using its hypnotic powers maliciously, or it's going some kind of villain route, and it would have just some kind of really fun an energetic design that's actually an innocent kind of hypnosis where it just wants to actually be friends with everyone instead of control them and completely warp their personalities with nefarious intent. And it betrays the entire campaign, which was as terribly done as possible. So, like, who sees Mega Malamar's design and goes, this is how we're going to represent it? I cannot fathom anything about it. That's just what I've hated about Pokemon Legends as a series. I said this from the very beginning with Pokemon Legends Arceus. From like almost the moment it was announced, I was like, wow, this is just careless. I think it was when I saw the Pokeball on the website right after the announcement for Pokemon Day. I just went like, yeah, it's careless. It clearly does not care about anything established with Pokemon. And it's just going to be fan service and empty callbacks. And now with Pokemon Legends EA, it's all the same thing. It destroys all the lore and history behind it just so it can make a Wojak face and point behind it and go, look at how clever we are. Incredible. So yeah, like, it does, like, there's all that weird stuff going on with Malamar. And then, once again, we can't just get a gameplay trailer. It actually has to be stupid and cinematic for all of these reveals, which is why everything is losing its value and losing its impact. So, like, they can't even show the game because it's so terrible. Where's the combat? Why don't we act... Like, yeah, that's another weird thing about this gameplay. Where's the actual combat of this being used like we've seen with every other Pokemon trailer in the past that was more successful and got more interest and hype into the games? But okay. Just like weird, derpy confusion Dragonite. Got it. And then this long drawn out sequence. Like, okay, now why does it actually have malice towards the trainer? Like, this is actual effort to fully hypnotize the trainer. And now the goal is more Malamar, I guess. And yeah, see, there we go. So, like, floating Malamar, which I think was also shown in the anime. But like, nah, don't do it like that. Don't turn it into this. Make it this. That's all right. Malamar's cool otherwise. And then they're just like so desperate to sell this game. I had to go back to the Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer just to kind of like feel what's wrong with the Pokemon Legends ZA trailers, because like this part at the end, it just felt so much more natural and organic to where I forgot about it. Like, wait, did they actually even put the release date at the end of every Pokemon Sun and Moon trailer? They did. So it actually just went naturally with the gameplay and with all the reveals we got. It would just be several minutes of setting up the game and getting us ready for the game while having us also get excited about all the things like, we finally get to Cecil Valley. What is this? Look at this. That's cool. They just do Arceus system. So the weird null Pokemon that kind of was reminiscent of Arceus actually is? What? And then it type changed? They could just show so much more and get so much more accomplished inside. That was it. Like, that would be that's enough for its own whole reveal. No, here's more Pokemon. Here's just non-stop Pokemon reveals. And no other, like, stupid cinematic for each, but nothing drawn out that doesn't give us anything. Actual gameplay. This is the Pokemon game you're getting excited for. By the way, it doesn't end there. Alolan forms! Everything! And then at the end of all that's when you go, alright, cool, yeah, November 18th. But I think where it got really weird for the release dates was with these cinematics. Like, why are we turning this into a commercial all of a sudden? Like, that really was just, what? And they even did it at the end of the 50-second Malamar.mp4 video, so when they do it with the Malamar gets in your head, just another, like, you just need the game to sell itself. This is just unappealing compared to, boom, November 18th, get it, also use the hashtag, check out the website for more. All the legal jargon is tucked way down here where it doesn't bother anyone, whereas, like, oh, release date, and then, like, half of that is also just all this nonsense screenshots and gameplay footage or a product in development, copyright Nintendo, get the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Like, it just like yanks you out of the hype. And it's also weird, where it's like, well, I didn't see any gameplay. I just saw a weird dude dancing in a TikTok video, and they're saying, here's your game. We didn't even get the Malamar reveal, and they're still trying to shove the release date down our throats. Also, where's the website? Where's the hashtag? Where's the engagement? It just doesn't exist. And then there's no hype, and then just like weirdness that doesn't represent the game. Instead of just getting us excited about the game. Alright, what do we got? Vividly colored lights further amplify the hypnotic abilities, allowing it to freely overwrite personalities or even memories of others. Terrifying power that can make someone seem like an entirely different person. Why? Glowing, undulating tendrils are able to pick up on the feelings of those around it, prefers battling with efficiency, using powerful intellect to analyze the situation with level-headedness as it fights. Mega Malamar views others, even Pokemon trainers, as its pawns. If it disagrees with any order given to it by a trainer, it will hypnotize them, making it incredibly difficult to interact with. Get to know Mega Malamar. There's nothing exciting, there's nothing I want to know about this, especially after all that. That's not Pokemon.